this was an interesting question. I would include this under Magnus Answers, but I'm not. I'm just going to make this into a separate video. But it came from Mr. TMM Productions. And he says, hey, Tyrone, just a quick question. I thought this was interesting. He said, who do you admire most, Batman or Superman? Personally, I love the Man of Steel. I don't know why everyone doesn't like him. And I just want to let you know that I love your reaction and prediction videos, especially to DC movies like Batman vs. Superman. And if you could, can you subscribe to my channel? It would mean a lot. Thanks. It says read more. Thomas McQuillian. All right, brother. So, who do I admire the most? Well, I actually admire both of the men, if they were real, but to look at them as an idea, as an ideal. What do I admire about Batman? Let's just choose him first. What I admire about Batman is that everything he has done has been done through his sheer will as a human being, as a man. Is just pure determination and overcoming obstacles and the barriers of fear. He's developed himself into a true specimen of human perfection, of what a human can do if he truly applies himself 100%. He's developed his mind to genius level. Okay, he has genius level IQ. He's a master tactician. He's literally mastered every martial art on the planet. Could you imagine that? Do you know how many fucking martial arts there are? He's mastered every single one. Developed most of his technology, built all his technology. He continues to run a billion-dollar business. And a lot of times with things like that, you hand it off to the kid, he goes into the fucking toilet because the parents built the business. They had the determination to do it. He continues to build it. And I mean, he's just, as an ideal, who wouldn't want to be able to be physically and mentally at an almost perfect level, developing it through their own sheer will and self-discipline. That is fucking incredible. And then you have Superman. Born with power. And when I mean that is, when he landed on Earth, he gained his powers. He was a child, he was an infant. You look at both guys, they were both born into elite families because both are elite families. And, but Superman, what I admire about him is that he, besides having all these superpowers, being basically a living human or humanoid god, he is a good man. He is a good person. That's what I admire about him the most, because I think all of us inside want to be a good person. We all strive to bring out the best in ourselves and to be compassionate and to help people, and you want peace and you want the planet to be okay. While both of them fight for the same things, I believe in canon comic books, Batman was quoted as saying that deep down inside that Clark is a good man, and I'm not. See, and that's what I don't admire about him. And I wish I'd never known that about Batman, but apparently, see, here's the thing. The reason why people don't like Superman as much as Batman nowadays is only because the whole dark brooding, devastated, coming from sorrow and tragedy, it's been glamorized into being cool. Although if you think about it, you really wouldn't want Batman's life. You really wouldn't want, in all reality, most people would not choose to have their parents murdered in front of their fucking face. And through that, to turn you into this sad character. He never has relationships at work, you know. Yeah, he's quote unquote guy cool. He can fight, he's smart, he's rich, he's good looking, but at the end of the day, he's not fucking happy. And then you look at Clark. I mean, Clark has been in love with Lois forever. I mean, that's a love that'll never die. You know, they love each other. Yes, all of his whole total race was destroyed, but he wasn't there to see it. You know how it is. Plenty of y'all have had parents die when you were babies, and you don't remember them. So it's not as deep as a hurt. There's a loss. There's an emptiness. It's like, wow, what it would have been like to meet them. But it's different than to literally see your parents murdered in front of your fucking face. And that's that brings me back to this, is that Batman has been tainted by that negative energy. His psyche has just been so fucking destroyed. Like, he's been split. You know, sometimes he's been described as having kind of like a split personality, as in like Bruce Wayne is the facade. It's not really him, but Batman is really who he is. You know, he doesn't smile much. You know, there's that picture of Superman making him smile, you know. He just doesn't have a lot of fun in life. And that's why I would have to say that if I had to choose, I'm going to admire Clark the most, because he's a good person. He's happy. You know, he's a good person and he's happy. Batman, he's a bad person, and he's trained himself to elite human godhood. You know, he's the best a human can get. He's Captain America without what came out of a bottle. You know what I mean? He is the man, but he's sad. He's deranged. He's hurt. He's troubled. I don't want that. I admire you for taking yourself to the next level. But with Superman, I gotta admire you for, at the core, you are a good person. You're a good human being. And that's good energy. You know how I talk about the law of attraction? If you think about it, in all reality, a lot of y'all that follow the law of attraction, a lot of y'all think it's hogwash, but whatever. I've experienced it myself, read plenty of books on it. I think it's real. I don't know if it is exactly what they explain it to be in certain books, but I believe there is some type of energy or force that the human mind is able to communicate on that people haven't truly figured out yet. And you truly have a command of it, whether you know you do or not, or whether you know how to control it or not. But here's my point. When you're talking about the law of attraction basically says that you become what you think about the most. Batman is so troubled that in all reality, he would attract nothing but bad things to him. And in a way he does if you look at the comic books. He's always troubled and always running into fucking shit over and over and over, and he's never really happy. And then with Superman, he's happy. Most of the time. Yeah, I know he fights a lot, just like Batman. I mean, they're fucking comic books. They have to have trouble in each comic book, for us to keep reading. Or we wouldn't read about Superman just having coffee and donuts every morning with Lois and raising kids. Who knows? Maybe we actually would. But I'm saying most people like to see a superhero saving people from tragedy. But I'm talking about if it was reality, if you notice that when you're hot, you're hot. And when you're not, you're not. When it rains, it pours. That's what it's all about. I don't want to be on when it rains, it pours. As funny as Charlie Brown is, his life kind of sucks, man. So he can't never kick the football. The tree's always eating his fucking kite. You know what I mean? You get that rain cloud that rains on him. It's funny. Good grief. But it's not what you really want. It's just for comic relief. But I want, when I'm hot, I'm hot. I want to be living life on top of life, the sun shining in my face, and all that shit floating above the earth and shit like that, like Superman. So that's my answer. I admire Superman the most. Post your comments down below. Let me know who you admire the most. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. If you did not, I'll crush every bone in your body. And I'll like it. Because deep down, Clark's a good man. And I'm not. 1 million subscribers. All the world.